starting in a short while from now, when we have our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri C.R. Chaudhary, the Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, joining us. They are going to be here by 6 o'clock. Along with him will be respected Secretary Ma'am, Shrimati Rita Tewatia, and Joint Secretary Shri B.S. Bhalla. They're already there in the complex, but at 6 o'clock, close to 6 o'clock, they're going to be joining us. So just a request to all of you to be seated, make yourself comfortable, and also a very humble request, please have your mobile phones on the silent mode. As I welcome all the awardees, would like to just apprise you to, as you move up on the stage, you're requested to embark the stage from my left-hand side and your right-hand side. So you are requested to embark the stage from yours on the stage. We have our official photographers who are going to be taking the pictures, and that's going to be passed on to you later. The entire ceremony, as we have 8 categories under which we are presenting awards, 110 awards which are going to be presented. And as we know, the Honorable Minister is going to be for a duration of 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes or so. So we'll try expediting the entire ceremony. Just a request, as your name is called upon, we are not taking the names of any individuals, only the names of the companies. So as the name of your company is announced, you're requested to kindly move up on the stage. There is no limit to the number of people coming on the stage. But yes, as the name of your organization is announced, you're requested to move up on the stage from that side, disembark from this side, so that the next person can come quickly and we can quickly do the ceremony, and all awards being presented by the Honorable Minister only there. So you're requested not to engage with the others. You're going to be, there's also a counter outside of, so once the award ceremony gets over and you move for dinner, we have outside the counter where you can collect your photograph. So we've ensured that. Yes, personally on your phones you can take the pictures, but otherwise the official photographer is here and the photograph is going to be extended to all of you. It's an industry who also has the additional charge of civil aviation. Unfortunately, he's traveling, but he has sent across a message to us, which we are going to be playing in the course of the ceremony. But as far as the awards being presented, that's going to be presented by the Honorable Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Shri C.R. Chaudhary, along with the respected Secretary, Department of Commerce, Shrimati Rita Tewatia, and Joint Secretary, Shri B.S. Bhalla. We also have the torchbearers of EPC India who are going to be there with us here on the stage. The Chairman of EPC India, Mr. Ravi Sehgal, Mr. Mahesh K. Desai, the Senior Vice Chairman of EPC India, Ms. Kamna Raj Agarwala, the Regional Chairperson, Northern Region, EPC India, along with Mr. Bhaskar Sarkar, the Executive Director and Secretary, EPC India. These are the distinguished dignitaries, the guests, and the leaders and the torchbearers of EPC India who are going to be part of this ceremony. Also, many of them addressing us and sharing with you further the vision and the mission of EPC India, as they have been promoting, protecting, and protecting the interests of all its members, which is being represented by the small and medium enterprises. So that's EPC India, where it has been giving all of you a platform to also showcase your work, and through these award ceremonies, rewarding and recognizing and appreciating and bringing your work to the fore in the greater interest of all people to know the work which you are doing. Definitely these awards, we believe, stand as a great motivation and an inspiration platform, but at the same time also a learning platform, knowing from each other your own best practices and sharing with the others, so that all of us can collectively work towards nation building. That's the very intent with this, with which these awards are being organized year on year. So we are glad that we have this year 110 winners who are going to be all recognized here in this evening. So welcome to all the awardees. Once again, thanking all our distinguished guests and special invitees for having joined us. And we'll just await the arrival of the chief guest and the special invitees as they join us. Just also request, I believe you've all registered yourself. In case you've not, you're requested to kindly have yourself registered. And as you get yourself registered, there's also going to be a number shared with you. You can know in which order your name, your company's name is going to be announced. So that's outside. Seated. In case your mobile phone is still on the voice mode, requesting you all to please keep it on the silent mode. We already have our chief guest and the distinguished guest of honor already here in the complex. They're going to be joining us. If I can be heard outside or seen outside, I don't know. If you can just open the gates. Yeah. I'm requesting all the people in the registration area, if someone can please usher them in. Honorable chief guests, let's join in, ladies and gentlemen, extending greetings to Shri C.R. Chaudhary, the Honorable Minister of State for Commerce and Industry. And also greetings to our special invitees, Ms. Vita Tivatia, Secretary, Department of Commerce, and Shri Bhupinder Singh Bhalla, Joint Secretary, Department of Commerce, joining us. I would also like to request all the torchbearers of EPC India to please grace the dais. Mr. Ravi Sehgal, Chairman EPC India, Mr. Mahesh K. Desai, Senior Vice Chairman, Ms. Kamna Raj Agarwala, Regional Chairperson, Northern Region, EPC India, and Mr. Bhaskar Sarkar, Executive Director and Secretary, EPC India. And ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, we commit ourselves to our nation, extend our love and respect to our mother nation with the national anthem. I would like to request you all to please rise for the national anthem.
Jana Mana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindhu Gujarat Maratha Dravida Uttara Banga Vindhya Himachal Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jaladhi Taranga तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Can I just request our photographers also, if you can be seated, if you can just sit down here. Thank you. Honorable Minister, sir, with all the distinguished dignitaries on the dais. Can I just request our photographers also, if you can be seated, if you can just sit down here. Yeah. Thank you. Honorable Minister, sir, with all the distinguished dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, our special invitees, honored guests, and all the eminent awardees, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure indeed and a delight to be welcoming all of you on behalf of EPC India to this very special occasion, a prestigious occasion, as we present to you the National Awards for Export Excellence. And ladies and gentlemen, EPC India, as the Trade and Investment Promotion Organization, as an advisory body being supported by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, has mirrored the evolution of the engineering exports in the country since the time it was just $10 billion in 1995 to growing to almost $70 billion in 2015. And we are so very happy to announce and to share with you that last year it registered a record high since independence, $76 billion. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is a great achievement. Achievement because of all of you, the innovations, the technology, the techniques, the new business concepts which you are bringing in, the sustainable ideas and innovative concepts which you have been introducing time and again, and of course because of the very conducive and enabling policies of the Government of India, which is creating a very enabling and encouraging environment. And EPC India has been recognized as this outstanding work of yours by presenting these national awards, and this is the 49th occasion that we are recognizing the stellar performance among the Indian engineering exports. So congratulations to all of you, and we are very honored that as we present these awards, we have our Honorable Minister joining us to appreciate all of you and to extend and bestow this honor. We heartily welcome him in this gathering, and I would like to request the Chairman EPC India, Mr. Ravi Sehgal, to please accord him a floral welcome. Please join us, ladies and gentlemen, as we once again extend greetings to the Honorable Minister. And would like to now request Mr. Mahesh Desai, Senior Vice Chairman of EPC India, to kindly extend greetings, welcoming Srimati Rita Tivatia, respected Secretary, Department of Commerce and Industry. Thank you, ma'am, so very much. Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And our good greetings to Shri Bhupinder Singh Bhalla, Joint Secretary. Would like to request Ms. Kamna Rajagarbala, Senior Regional Chairperson, Northern Region, to kindly accord him a floral welcome. And also on the dais we have Mr. Bhaskar Sarkar, the Executive Director and Secretary, EPC India. At the outset, now I would like to request Mr. Ravi Sehgal, the Chairman EPC India, for his welcome remarks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a pleasure to welcome all of you to this award ceremony. It's my pleasure to welcome Shri C.R. Chaudhary, Honorable Minister of State of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Welcome, sir. We have Ms. Rita Tivatia amongst us, Honorable Secretary, Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Ma'am, we are indeed pleased to have you amongst us. Mr. B.S. Bhalla, Honorable Joint Secretary, Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Sir, you're most welcome, and we indeed are thankful for you to have given us the whole day. He was with us in the morning at the working committee meeting. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends, a very good evening to all of you, and it is indeed my privilege on this occasion of the most prestigious National Award Ceremony for the year 2016-17 to extend a warm welcome to all of you and to all the dignitaries on the dais. They have all taken time off their busy schedule to be amongst us and to be able to present the awards to all our National Award winners who are present here today. We, of course, thank all the dignitaries who are present here, senior government officials, members of the diplomatic corps, and the media for their support and their august presence this evening. Every year, EPC India organizes the National Award function to acknowledge the contribution of its leading exporters for their excellent achievement in engineering goods for a particular financial year. And as we bask in the glory of achieving a record $76.2 billion in 2017-18, let me take you back a year before that, 2016-17. This was a year of challenging circumstances, both internal and external, that led to strong headwinds for exporters and principally the engineering exporters who work on long-time projects or contracts. While the foreign trade sector normally has a multiplier factor and effect, it can also be a deaccelerator, as we saw in 2015-16 when our exports slumped. It is in that and this year 2016-17, the year for which these national awards today are going to be given, that the export community really bounced back to record an impressive USD $65.4 billion and reverse the slide of the previous year. Yes, please give yourselves a loud round of applause for the wonderful achievements that you've done in the last 2016-17, for which we are recognizing you here today. Our 110 national award winners are true champions. I congratulate all of them for their remarkable success and their commitment to the cause of exporting of goods and brand value creation. It would, however, be remiss if I do not thank the Department of Commerce and their leadership for being a source of strength in the midst of the challenges that we face. These challenges are multidimensional. Some are legacy issues which the department has been extremely alert to and in attempting to stem them out, but more importantly are the ones that crop up nearly on a day-to-day basis in the exciting world of this international trade. Thus, it'll be no exaggeration to say that without the support from the government, this feat wouldn't have been achieved. Chaudhary sir, madam, this achievement of exporters would only be possible because of the help of your department. Each and every, yes, they need a round of applause for the contribution and support at any given time and all the time. While we celebrate the laurels of our members, and we will do so in all its manifestation, may I also call upon you to rededicate yourself to the challenges that we face in the future. Global uncertainties have increased, and you're seeing and reading every day. Oil prices are not on, and we don't know where they're going to stop. Protectionism, whether it is from US, from President Trump, or whether it is EU or the other countries, protectionism has been coupled with that beggar thy neighbor policies. These are back in the policy radar of the developed world, along with all the ills of neo-mercantilism. We in EPC India are in constant touch with the different wings of the government to continuously upgrade the ecosystem of doing business. Sir, we would like to share just a few hurdles which are affecting. As I was just telling you a very short while ago, that we did achieve $76 billion, but had these hurdles not been there, we would probably have won even more. वो जैसे कहते हैं कि अगर देखना है मेरी उड़ान को तो और जरा ऊंचा कर दो इस आसमान को. I think the engineering exporters are willing to take the challenge, sir, but these hurdles are some things which we really need to address. It is 11 months since the GST reform has taken place, and despite the best efforts of the different wings of the government, export refunds remain a stumbling block. And frankly, sir, CGST is much under control. SGST of the states are still slow and we don't know how to tackle them. We had made a representation that the CGST and SGST be combined and the CGST source, one agency handled the refund, but somehow that has not happened and we look forward to one day when it really happens. IGST has improved and we are seeing there are a lot of proactive moves, but still, so there are a lot of linkage and technical problems which are delaying the refunds. And this is where we seek support and help. Circular number 12 has been issued to enable the long pending issues of allowing corrections in GSTR 3D so that the GSTN can send the scroll to the DG systems. The OFAC sanctions are worrisome and lost opportunities. According to the press reports, Indian banks have asked exporters to close Iran deals. And due to the sanctions, at a time when there are huge opportunities there. आपके अगर टीवी के सामने मैं फोटो करेंगे तो सामने दिख रहा है, right? The problem of caution listing or the RBI EDPM's issue of overdue shipping bills seem vexatious and further extensions has been given till 10 September. So then we come to the prices of raw materials, which only follow one direction. It's a unidirectional move and it's all heading northwards. There has to be a solution. We had a brainstorming session today. We will continue to have this, but this is one area which I think will prevent India from really leading and becoming that factor which makes Make in India attractive. Because raw material costs are the major input costs in the export materials. And we need to really study methods and means which we shall be discussing with the ministry, and we look forward to the solutions over there. Many of our export production schemes are likely to be phased out in view of our crossing the per capita income levels of US $1,000. The pangs of doing well, the cynic, as they say, that we did well, our per capita went up to $1,000, but for the exporters it becomes a tough thing because with all these measures coming to remove and phasing out the export promotion schemes, we need to work very closely with the Ministry of Commerce and the Government of India to find out ways and methods of how we can still get some promotion from the government and yet be compatible so that we don't fall in the trap. So with the schemes of WTO, they have to be working out on such subsidies and the measures which would take us to the next level. I would like to quote here the Chief Economic Advisor who has enunciated this in the latest economic survey, and I quote, "A policy implication is that the GST Council should conduct a comprehensive review of embedded taxes arising from the products left outside the GST, like petroleum, electricity. We never take the GST of that factor into our costs. So these and those that arise from the GST itself, for example, input tax credit, that gets blocked because of the tax inversion, whereby taxes further back in the chain are greater than those up the chain. This review should lead to an expeditious elimination of those embedded export taxes, which could provide an important boost to India's manufacturing." Unquote. Indeed, our calculations show that the entire range of engineering exports, the unrebated taxes and charges are within a band of 3.5% to 4.5%. And all the exporters sitting here will know that 3 to 4% in an international market is a make or break situation to get an order, sir. And if, like the ROSL in the textile sector, this is refunded to back to the engineering exporters along with the GST refund and the duty drawback, we will be fully compliant with the ASCM. So this is a suggestion we are going to be continuing to make. I'm glad that the Department of Commerce is alert to the changing atmosphere and has actively deployed its resources to help Indian exporting community. EPC itself is working closely with the department with respect to issues like the US sanctions or the US GST, which is going to be affecting us, hikes in steel and aluminum duties, EU safeguard measures, and also areas like RCEP and the other FTA negotiations. I must particularly congratulate the Department of Commerce for the formation of Directorate General of Trade Remedies, DGTR, which will also provide trade defense support to India's domestic industry and exporters in dealing with increasing instances of trade remedy investigations instituted against them by other countries. The Honorable Prime Minister has set a target of India of becoming a USD 5 trillion economy from the existing size of 2.5 trillion at the current prices. Now, if we assume an annual average GDP growth of around 7.4%, our engineering exports can be expected to double at around $152 billion by the year 2027. While this seems quite reasonable at present times of rather volatile trade cycles, currency fluctuations, we need to watch out for the base effect too and invest in technology, expand our scales of operation, improve our quality, product range, and just to keep the trend line, we need to be both vigilant and diligent in the years ahead. But for the moment, however, may I once again thank Honorable Minister Sir for being present here. Chaudhary Sahab, हमें बहुत खुशी है कि आप समय निकाल के हमारे साथ आ सके, and we are indeed motivated with the presence of our Honorable Commerce Secretary and Joint Secretary and all other dignitaries who are present here. And I'd like to congratulate all the award winners. You've done it, and you're going to do it again and keep the flag of EPC flying high. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for setting the scenario was which these works have been organized. And as you mentioned that when the going was not that good, all of you with the new initiatives which you have taken, you actually bounced back. And that is where we are celebrating the $76.2 billion of engineering resource. But then there are certain challenges which continue. The government has been taking various policy decisions, creating a conducive environment, but certain other challenges which we need to address, which were highlighted by the chairman, and they can be best answered by our policymakers. So now I would like to request our respected Secretary Ma'am, Srimati Bhatia, for her address, and as I invite her for her views and thoughts.
Honorable Minister of State, Commerce and Industry, Shri C.R. Chaudhary, Shri Ravi Sehgal, dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. A very good evening to you, and we are back again to celebrate the achievements of the past year. I'm delighted that we are meeting for the 49th EPC National Export Excellence Awards for the performance of 16-17. And may I, at the very outset, congratulate all the award winners for their excellence and for raising the brand value of Indian engineering globally. I know that the success was hard-earned, and therefore it is all the more commendable. Mr. Ravi Sehgal has very rightly flagged some of the key concerns affecting the sector. And it's not just the engineering sector, there are issues that affect exports as a whole. So the issues of GST, the issues of rising global protectionism, these are issues that we would all grapple with. I think perhaps I need not say more than the fact that as we have continued to work continuously with the exporting community over the last year, addressing issues, acting as mediators, doing the best that we can to resolve some of the issues. But at the same time, I think that we do need to recognize squarely that 90% of the ball actually rests in the court of each and every one of us. So we've done well last year. I think the recognition that we have achieved $76.2 billion of exports, it's a milestone for us. It's a significant milestone. But as we recognize where we stand, I think we need to also see that there is a considerable journey that we still need to make. The first is that what is our share in the global engineering trade? We stand at 1.2%, which has been fairly steady over the years. As we talk about the 5 trillion economy, the doubling of India's engineering exports is inevitable. That's at the current growth rates. So whether we aspire to do something more than that, I think increase the market share of India's engineering sector, that perhaps is an aspiration that I would place before the members of the Engineering Export Promotion Council as something that we need to work towards. So as we look at that, I mean, there are so many comparisons with other countries. Today, China's share in the global engineering exports is 12.3%. So do we look at an aspiration that is doubling where we stand today, or look at increasing our global share as well to twice what we hold today? I think this is something that I would place for your consideration. The point that I would like to draw to the attention, not just of the office bearers, but of the members, is that while EPC monitors and promotes 34 product categories in the engineering sector, India does not hold a dominant position in any one of those sectors. I think that you have done considerable discussion this morning, and I know that these discussions are ongoing. We need to have a plan that at least 5 or 6 of these product categories are those that we will strive for world leadership. It is possible. We know what those potential sectors are. We need to concentrate to make sure that at least in these 5 or 6 sectors, we become world leaders. This is going to be possible only if we concentrate also on our engineering trade division. This is a fact that we need to be talking about on a regular basis. We have brought down the engineering deficit, the trade deficit over the years, but last year it was still around $16 billion. This is a considerable sum, and we need to work to completely wipe out this engineering trade deficit in the next 5 years. This will happen if the sector develops a global perspective, if we diversify the export product basket, and we focus on newer markets or markets that we have not explored so far for the existing or for the new products. It's easy for us, and I think individual companies have a certain comfort zone, but if as a group we can work to a strategy and to a plan, I think this is something that we need to be looking at. Possibly the biggest advantage that engineering companies out of India have had so far has been the labor cost arbitrage. However, if you look at the trends in the engineering sector, where Industry 4.0 is going, issues like nearshoring, disruptive technologies, the dynamic changes in the global trade, these will soon threaten this advantage. So we are going to have to adapt to meet that challenge. What are our strategies? How do we go about sector by sector in approaching the challenges that are coming and are upon us? In order to address this and to have a proper roadmap, we need to have a strategic plan. And at the EPC level, I think this is exactly the task that is cut out for us. This is the only way in which we can support the very large membership base that the EPC has got and actually serve the exporter community if we are working to a systematic roadmap with which the policymakers can also extend the relevant support in order to see that we nurture our champions. There are often comparisons drawn, and these comparisons are inevitably not just with China but also with the ASEAN countries and our neighbors in our own neighborhood. And yes, it is true that certain benefits are provided to exports in those countries, and some of those are not extended in India. But I think that what we have chosen to follow is a calibrated policy that takes into account that there is environmentally friendly policies, that we do not over-leverage the economy, and we create overall an enabling environment for the industry to function. Some of the areas that we are working with and which still are a challenge, and I think I should say that still the energy costs are high in our country. We will need to address this. Interest costs remain high. These will need to be, the cost of capital will need to be looked at, and transportation and logistics remains a challenge. We need to address these concerns. We also need at the same time, and this is something that we will have to work together, is on the use of technology for improving a much more facilitative environment. I know that in the GST at this point of time, the use of that technology to promote a much more robust trading environment has not fully materialized. But you would realize that the design of the program, design of the GST actually builds that in. And once this is completed, the benefits would be fully realized by the industry. We are also working on ensuring that we are optimizing logistics costs in the country, and to that end, a integrated logistics division has been set up in the Department of Commerce, really to facilitate a much more optimum costing of the logistics and regulation of the sector. And the idea really is to bring down the total cost of movement of goods across the country. There are challenges, and I think we would have to recognize those, but I believe that we need to work on a systematic plan to address this. And as we meet today to celebrate the achievements of our exporters, we recognize those individuals who, despite all odds, have continued to perform, I would urge you to examine your own business models, to look at the mechanisms by which you will make that next leap, so that together we can support you in order to continue to bring more and more laurels to the country and to create brands that can be the best in the world. With this, I'd like to take the opportunity to again congratulate the national award winners for their excellent performance and to hope that they will continue to bring more and more laurels to the country in the years ahead. All the very best to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your guidance and suggestions to the August gathering and to EPC India, fully being supported, as you mentioned, by the government, trying to create a more enabling environment and ease of trading and ease of business and ease of export for all of you. Thank you, ma'am. And now I would like to request our Honourable Minister, Shri C.R. Chaudhary, to kindly address this August gathering.
Respected Madam Rita Deotia, Secretary Commerce, Government of India. Respected Sri Ravi Sehgal, Chairperson, EEPC, Mr. Balla Sahab, Joint Secretary, Commerce Department, and Mr. Desai ji, Mr. Sarkar, Madam Agarwal, Regional Chairperson, not regional, all the dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, friends from media. Really, I would like to thanks and welcome Mr. Ravi Sehgal for organizing this grand function. We can say this is the opportunity when a recipient of the National Award should be appreciated and should be इनको कहते हैं प्रोत्साहन देना, उनको उनका इज्जत करना, उनके लिए दो शब्दों के जरिए और तालियों के जरिए उनका थोड़ा स्वागत करना, दिस इज द बेस्ट। और इसके लिए आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपकी टीम को धन्यवाद कि आपने ऑर्गेनाइज किया। दूसरा, सबको बहुत बहुत बधाई है जो भी अवार्ड विनर्स हैं, नेशनल अवार्ड विनर्स हैं। 2016-17 का ये सेरेमनी है और उन सबको आई वुड लाइक टू कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट एवरीवन हु आर दिस अवार्ड नेशनल अवार्ड। सबसे पहले एक्चुअली आई वुड लाइक टू say something. Most of the things have been covered by the chairperson and Madam Secretary. But there are certain points. What the government wants, what is the contribution of the engineering export, engineering goods exports in the national CJD? How can we increase it? And what will be what should be the future plan? I think you must have discussed all these things during the whole day, this day. But I would like to request my dear friends, the contribution of this sector, especially the engineering sector, in the export, presently around, I say 25%. That is 1/4 of the merchandise export is contributed by the engineering goods. So I would like to congratulate all of you that you are contributing 1/4 of the total merchandise export of this nation. And as rightly told, 76.2 billion US dollar जो इस वर्ष आया है बिकॉज फ्रॉम दिस सेक्टर। और ये 2015-16 में जो स्लम आया था काफ़ी कम हो गया था, दैट वाज अराउंड 58.4 बिलियन US dollar। In 16-17 it became slightly towards the upward side and became 65.4 billion US dollar. But this year, 17-18, I must congratulate everyone for your hard work, for your contribution, and that is our highest. To maintain it, because there was me, Honorable Prime Minister ने माननीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी साहब ने राइटली टोल्ड कि हमें 2025 तक देश $5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी बनानी है। एंड उसमें आज जो पूरे नेशन का जीडीपी उसका 80% comes from the export sector. By 2025, we want that 40% of the GDP should come from the export, and for that means out of the 5 trillion, 2 trillion should be from the export sector. और उसके लिए हमें मिलकर मैन्युफैक्चरर, एक्सपोर्टर, गवर्नमेंट, स्टेक होल्डर्स, हम किस प्रकार से इस एक्सपोर्ट को बढ़ा सकते हैं, किस प्रकार से माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का जो सपना उसको पूरा कर सकते हैं, उसके लिए हमें वी हैव टू वर्क जॉइंटली, वी हैव टू वर्क टुगेदर। और उसके लिए सबसे पहला ये हाउ कैन वी improve our production meaning production with zero defect, वो प्रोडक्शन चाहिए। और उसके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं, और आपसे बहुत अपेक्षा है इंजीनियरिंग सेक्टर का मेजॉरिटी होते हैं एमएसएमई सेक्टर में, और ये सेक्टर वास्तव में कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट कर सकता है। और ये सही है कि 2025 तक जो अभी 25% का 40% जो एक्सपोर्ट होगा वो आपके सेक्टर से आएगा। और इसके लिए अब प्रोडक्शन बढ़ाने के लिए आप कहेंगे, प्रोडक्शन बढ़ाने के लिए आपको लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी, नाउ यू हैव टू कॉम्पीट विद द डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज हु आर हैविंग द एआई, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। और इसी प्रकार से लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी आ उसका हमें भी हेल्प करना, और उस टेक्नोलॉजी के आधार पर हम अपनी प्रोडक्शन चला सकते हैं। उसके लिए क्या सुविधाएं चाहिए, व्हाट यू एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट, हम क्या करें जिससे कि आपको न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी को अपनाओ। अब इसके लिए रिसर्च एंड आर्ट्स की तारीफ में जो जितने बड़े आप लोग अभी जो है एस्टेब्लिशमेंट जो है आपकी, उसमें रिसर्च R&D सेक्शन ही है, हमेशा रिसर्च और डेवलपमेंट को पूरा ध्यान देना चाहिए। मैं अपना पुराना तरीका या जो वर्ल्ड टेक्नोलॉजी को बदलने के लिए रिसर्च और डेवलपमेंट सेक्टर को मजबूत करने अपने एस्टेब्लिशमेंट, तो अपना उसमें हमारी जो हेल्प होगी गवर्नमेंट की, कॉमर्स मिनिस्ट्री है, कॉमर्स सेक्रेटरी भी बल्कि आपको चाहिए, जहाँ भी हेल्प चाहिए गवर्नमेंट इज देयर टू हेल्प। और इसके बाद में अब आपका ये था कि कई बार जैसा राइटली पॉइंटेड आउट से देयर आर सर्टेन हर्डल्स क्या होती है, कभी टैक्स सिस्टम इज देयर, समटाइम प्रोटेक्शनिज्म इज देयर। कई अभी जैसे लेटेस्ट यूएस ने एल्यूमिनियम एंड स्टील के ऊपर इम्पोज कर दिया, देयर आर सर्टेन बट दैट विल बी सॉर्टेड आउट बाय बायलैटरल टॉक्स, इनके द्वारा दैट विल बी रिमूव्ड, दैट विल बी एडजस्ट, दिस प्रॉब्लम विल बी एडजस्ट बाय द गवर्नमेंट। इसी प्रकार से जब तक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अच्छे नहीं, हमारी गवर्नमेंट अभी टोटली मोर एंड मोर गिविंग एम्फेसिस ऑन डेवलपमेंट द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। लेटेस्ट अभी टाइज का देखा होगा कि ट्रेड के लिए हम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एक्सपोर्ट सर्विसेज के लिए कैसे डेवलप कर सकते हैं। इसी प्रकार से इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे चाहे रोड सेक्टर हो, चाहे रेलवे सेक्टर हो, चाहे वो आपका एयर कनेक्टिविटी हो, चाहे वाटरवेज हो, चारों तरफ चलता है। देन कनेक्टिविटी में आपका डिजिटाइजेशन, डिजिटल इंडिया, इसमें भी पूरा जो एवरी विलेज पंचायत विल बी कवर्ड बाय द ऑप्टिकल फाइबर, और सारी ऑल कनेक्टिविटी विल बी देयर। तो हर प्रकार से इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को डेवलप करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट इज देयर, गवर्नमेंट खुद इसी पे ज़्यादा यानी बिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर्स और रुपीज आर बीइंग स्पेंट ऑन द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। अब आपका दूसरा गवर्नमेंट आपका इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर करती है, आपको रॉ मटेरियल उपलब्ध कराने में करती है, आपका टैक्स सिस्टम को ठीक करने के लिए जीएसटी था, देयर वाज सर्टेन प्रॉब्लम्स, और इस कारण से थोड़ा सा आपका प्रमोट जैसा राइट कह रहे थे ये हैंडल नहीं होते, तो हो सकता है 76.2 की जगह आप अभी 85 के पास पहुँच जाते, या 67 समथिंग था तो 75 के आसपास पहुँचते। तो कई बार प्रॉब्लम्स लेकिन उनको रिजॉल्व करने के लिए यही ये गवर्नमेंट इज देयर देन ईईपीसी। आज की तारीख में ईईपीसी ने अच्छा काम जैसे से पहला ये किया कि अच्छे कार्य करने वालों को पुरस्कृत किया है। इसी प्रकार से मेले वगैरह इंजीनियरिंग फेयर्स वगैरह इंटरनेशनल इंजीनियरिंग फेयर्स होते हैं, वहाँ पर भाग लेते हैं। इसी प्रकार हमारे यहाँ पे देश के अलग अलग डिफरेंट पार्ट्स के अंदर मेले वगैरह करते हैं, रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट को पूरा ध्यान देते हैं। तो ये एक्सपोर्ट प्रमोशन काउंसिल अलग अलग सेक्टर की बनी हुई है, और वो विद द हेल्प ऑफ मिनिस्ट्री कॉमर्स मिनिस्ट्री और विद द जॉइंट एफर्ट्स ऑफ मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉमर्स एंड प्रमोशन काउंसिल वर्किंग डे नाइट, और उसी का परिणाम है कि हम लोग अपना एक्सपोर्ट में वापिस तेज गति से बढ़ा रहे हैं, और हमें और आगे तेज गति से इस एक्सपोर्ट को डेवलप वादा करना है, जिनसे हमें बहुत ज़्यादा कॉम्पीट करना पड़ रहा है, बिकॉज दे आर सेलिंग ऑन अ वेरी चीप प्राइस। तो हमें भी अपना कॉस्ट देखना पड़ता है कॉम्पिटिटिव, और कॉस्ट कैसे कम किया है इस पे ही सारा काम। जितना अच्छा प्रोडक्शन कम कॉस्ट पे हम कैसे बना सकते हैं, और देन मार्केटिंग। कई बार गाँव में कोई कहावत का जुनून वाले हमारे गाँव में साथ साथ बोले जगह का बोगड़ा ही दिखे नहीं, बोले जगह जवाब नहीं। इसका मैं आई वुड लाइक टू एक्सप्लेन हु आर नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग। यानी यदि यू आर गुड मार्केटिंग में आपका बहुत अच्छा है बात करने का तरीका, तो आप क्या करेंगे, आपके जो खराब माल उसको ही बेच सकते हैं, और यदि कोई बोल नहीं रहा बेचारा मेरी तरह सीधा बैठा है तो उसका माल नहीं पड़ा रह जाएगा। तो आप इसी मार्केटिंग के लिए जो आज आप इकट्ठे होते रहे, कॉन्फ्रेंस करते हैं, एक दूसरे से जानते हैं, वर्ल्ड में अलग अलग जगह मेरे बताने का मतलब यही है कि हमारा लोगों को पता तो लगना चाहिए इंडिया में क्या चीज़ है। आगे जो हमारा स्टार्टअप है वो क्या कर रहा है, वो नई इनोवेटिव आइडिया ला रहा है, उसको हम मतलब हैंड होल्डिंग पॉलिसी के तहत हम उसको कैसे प्रोत्साहित कर सकते हैं, वो हमारे लिए कैसे यूजफुल हो सकता है। ये सारी बातें देखना पड़ेगा एक्सपोर्ट बढ़ाने के लिए भी। तो लॉजिस्टिक का खर्चा कम, कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन कैसे कम की जाए, ये सारा आपको देखना है। गवर्नमेंट आपके लिए इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर दे सकती है, गवर्नमेंट आपके लिए रॉ मटेरियल की व्यवस्था कर सकती है, गवर्नमेंट अपना टैक्स सिस्टम को एज पर आप देखिए गए किसी जगह गवर्नमेंट का एक्सपोर्ट पे दे देते हो सिंगल आप टैक्स, कोई टैक्स नहीं लगा रहे हैं, किसी ने जीएसटी नहीं है उसके ऊपर। अब कैसे इसको बढ़ाएं, ये चिंतन का विषय है, और इसी पे आप इस प्रकार की बैठ के आज अच्छा हुआ काफी देर तक आप लोग के रोड में तैयार किया कि इंजीनियरिंग गुड्स को हम आगे देखें। इंजीनियरिंग गुड्स का कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन जो टोटल हमारा एक्सपोर्ट उसमें और कैसे बढ़े, इस पर आपको चिंतन करना चाहिए। बिकॉज यू नो हमारा टोटल वर्ल्ड का जो ट्रेड है हमारा 2% हिस्सा है, जबकि हम थोड़े दिनों में थर्ड लार्जेस्ट कंज्यूमिंग कंट्री होने जा रहे हैं वर्ल्ड का। तो मेरा ये था कि हम जब लार्जेस्ट कंज्यूमिंग कंट्री हो रहे हैं तो वर्ल्ड ट्रेड के अंदर भी हमारा कंट्रीब्यूशन बढ़ना चाहिए। ये 2% से थोड़ा ऊपर उठना, काफ़ी ऊपर उठना है, इस बात को सोचना, इस बात को मंथन करना है कि हम किस प्रकार से हमारा एक्सपोर्ट बढ़ा सकते हैं। दैट इज़ द मेन थिंग, वही हमारी जो चीज़ है, और उसके लिए मैंने बताया। अब आप देखेंगे, क्योंकि मैं सोचता हूँ कि विद अंडर द डायनेमिक लीडरशिप ऑफ प्राइम मिनिस्टर, हमारे मंत्री जी मैडम देवटिया जी काफ़ी काम कर रहे हैं, जिससे ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस, यदि जब तक आज ये सारा जो बढ़ रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ सिंप्लीफिकेशन ऑफ द रूल्स रेगुलेशन, जिसे सरलीकरण जो कर रहे हैं, और उसी का फायदा, चाहे वो एनवायरनमेंट वाला मामला हो, चाहे वो कस्टम क्लियरेंस का हो, चाहे वो लैंड रजिस्ट्रेशन का हो, इलेक्ट्रिक कनेक्शन का हो, ये सारे जो इनको हर स्टेट अब बहुत जागरूक हो गए. देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ कॉम्पिटिशन अमंग द स्टेट्स कि कौन ज़्यादा सुविधा दे ताकि इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट वहाँ के अपना एस्टेब्लिशमेंट करें, लगाएं. तो ईज ऑफ डूइंग के कारण भी काफ़ी फायदा मिला है. और आने वाले समय में वर्ल्ड बैंक ने आपको वैसे ही 100 या पायदान मिले हैं. और यदि विभाग का आप लोगों का सामूहिक प्रयास रहेगा तो वी विल सर्टेनली कम अराउंड 50-55 आएगा नेक्स्ट रिपोर्ट. तो ये सारा ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस जो किया जा रहा है वो बिकॉज टू असिस्ट द मैन्युफैक्चरर, उनको किस प्रकार से हम असिस्ट कर सकते हैं. प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने जितनी भी मेक इन इंडिया हो, चाहे वो स्टार्टअप हो, चाहे स्टैंडअप हो, चाहे डिजिटल इंडिया हो, जितनी स्कीम्स चला रहे हैं, जितनी स्कीम्स या इनिशिएटिव लिए गए हैं वो इसीलिए लिए जा रहे हैं. अभी अब लेटेस्ट रैंकिंग वाला यानी स्टेट्स की रैंकिंग के लिए भी ये काम किया गया है कि जो बेस्ट या जो बहुत अच्छा कार्य कर रहे राज्य उनको रैंकिंग, एक हेल्दी कॉम्पिटिशन अमंग द स्टेट्स एंड यूटी. तो ये सारे जो काम किए जा रहे हैं गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा वो ट्रेड को डेवलप करने के लिए, एक्सपोर्ट को बढ़ाने के लिए किए जा रहे हैं. और मैं वास्तव में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का हृदय से अभिनंदन करना चाहूँगा. उनका एक ही है, मोर प्रोडक्शन, मोर एक्सपोर्ट, मोर एम्प्लॉयमेंट, ये सारी जो है वही है. और तभी ये सारे अपन करेंगे, तभी उनका जो मूल मंत्र है जिसे परफॉर्म, रिफॉर्म और ट्रांसफॉर्म. जब परफॉर्म करेंगे, परफॉर्म करते समय ही पता लगेगा. जब आप मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कर रहे हैं तब पता लगेगा व्हाट आर द प्रॉब्लम, एज ही राइटली पॉइंटेड, हर्डल. प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है तो हर्डल. जब आप काम करने लगे, जब आपको पता लगा दीज आर द हर्डल, इफ दे कैन बी एड्रेस देन आवर एक्सपोर्ट कैन बी एनहांस. तो दीज प्रॉब्लम्स के दो, ये हर्डल्स के दो, दे आर टू बी एडजस्ट. और उसी के लिए गवर्नमेंट लग रही है. तो उसके लिए रिफॉर्म करना, परफॉर्म करते समय आपको पता लगा व्हाट आर द हर्डल और उसके लिए रिफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, देन नेशन विल बी टर्न को अच्छा देश बने. भारत नया भारत में 2022, यही माननीय प्रधानमंत्री का मूल मंत्र है. तो मेरा आप सबसे इस शुभ अवसर पर, दिस इज बेस्ट ओकेजन ऑन दिस डे, ऑल द रेसिपिएंट्स ऑफ द नेशनल अवार्ड. और आशा करता हूँ कि आज जो अवार्ड दे रहे हैं, जो मेरे जैसे जो नहीं ले पा रहे उनसे मेरा अनुरोध है, अगली बार अवार्ड देने वाले ने उनका नाम आना चाहिए. ये हमारी अपेक्षा रहेगी, ये मेरा निवेदन रहेगा. उन्हें माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, आपको, आपकी टीम को बहुत बहुत साधुवाद, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आपने ये बहुत बड़ा आयोजन किया. और आप सबको सबसे ज़्यादा धन्यवाद कि आप लोग भारी संख्या में पधार करके इस फंक्शन की शोभा बढ़ाई है. इसके लिए आप सबको भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. और मिनिस्ट्री को तो मैं अपने आदमियों को क्या, मैडम आपको क्या धन्यवाद है, आपका तो वैसे ही ब्लेसिंग्स है सबके. उन्हें एक बार धन्यवाद. जय हिंद, जय भारत.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया माननीय मंत्री जी, आपके अनेक कंस्ट्रक्टिव सुझावों का, आपके मार्गदर्शन का, हम सभी को प्रोत्साहित करने का. आपने हमें अनेक सुझाव दिए किस तरह से ग्लोबली कॉम्पिटिटिव बने. मार्केटिंग स्किल्स ऑल्सो यू शेयर विद अस. और जैसा कि आपने कहा कि वी नीड टू रिफॉर्म, परफॉर्म एंड देन वी ट्रांसफॉर्म. चैलेंज है 18 से 40% शेयर का, बट दैट इज़ अचीवेबल. एंड सरकार पूरी तरह से सपोर्ट कर रही है टू ईज आउट, टू आइन आउट वट एवर इशूज और हर्डल्स विच आर देयर. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for extending that assurance and confidence to everyone here. As we mentioned to you, ladies and gentlemen, we were also supposed to be joined by the Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Shri Suresh Prabhu. But unfortunately, as he is traveling, he has not been able to join us. But he has extended his good wishes. He sent across a message to us, which we would like to now play for all of you.
That Engineering Export Promotion Council is organizing this event, and this is a very important event that EPC India 49 National Awards are being given. This is one of a very important sector of exports, and we want it to grow more. I am already personally working by talking to several countries in the world. Our entire ministry is geared up to do that. The whole focus is how do you make more exports of all kinds, but particularly the product that you export. EPC is one of our top export promotion council. Your performance has been really praiseworthy, more than 16%, and I wish you touch very soon at least 25% this year. You must focus on where is the market which will give you more export orders. We'll provide you support for that. You must identify which are the new segment of markets where we should create new ideas, new policies, new instruments. We'll be able to do that. I recently had meetings with Africans, with Latin Americans, with East Asians, with Southeast Asians, with Central Asians, with all Middle East Asia, with all European Union. We are again having ongoing talks. I'm going to US in the next few days to talk to the US Commerce Department. So we are really very keen to promote our exports in a big way. Each of the Export Promotion Council has a role to play. And I think you are congratulate all the leaders. They have done a great job. But I think let us now take it as beginning of a process of developing more exports. And for that, I congratulate all the leaders. But I hope and wish you to even better in the years to come. All the best.
We apologize for the little bad audio, but as you heard, his good wishes, his support for everyone here is there. We thank him in abstention. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we roll out the red carpet for our awardees. As I request our distinguished dignitaries, the Honourable Minister, respected Secretary Ma'am, respected Joint Secretary, and the others to kindly do the honours, would like to also invite here the newly elected Vice Chairman of EPC India, Mr. Arun Kumar Garodia, also to please join us here on the dais. Would also like to mention to you, ladies and gentlemen, as you were entering, we've also given you a copy of the Economic Times of today, and that actually has an advertorial of these awards on page 19. So you can also have a look on that. So with this, as we mentioned, there are 8 categories, 110 winners this time. Starting with the very first category, Top Exporter Awards. In this, ladies and gentlemen, under the large enterprises, the gold trophy being conferred on JSW Steel Limited. These are the Top Exporter Awards, JSW Steel Limited. May I request the representative to please grace the dais to accept the award. We're recognizing large, medium, small, micro, and merchant exporters in this category. Right now, the gold trophy being conferred to JSW Steel Limited as large enterprises. The silver, ladies and gentlemen, being conferred on Bajaj Auto Limited. Once again, the large enterprise, silver trophy, Bajaj Auto Limited. Many congratulations to them. In the medium enterprise, the gold trophy being conferred on Pondy Oxides and Chemicals Limited. On the medium enterprise, the silver trophy being conferred on Nimpa Exports Private Limited. Now moving to the small enterprises, then the gold trophy being conferred on Sparklet Engineers Private Limited. Under the small enterprise, the silver being conferred on Calcutta Export Company. In the micro enterprises, the gold being conferred on Okar International Private Limited. Many congratulations to Okar International Private Limited. right now receiving the award under the micro enterprises, the gold trophy being conferred on them. And the silver trophy in the micro enterprises being conferred on base engineering. Under the merchant exporters, the gold being conferred on Mortex India. And the silver trophy winner, Technicon Private Limited. This we move to the next category. There's a special trophy for excellence in exports of high technology products 2016-17. The large enterprise recognizing Mahindra and Mahindra Limited. Now recognizing the small enterprise, Raya Air Asia Private Limited. Raya Air Asia Private Limited. Under the small enterprise, these are the special trophies which are being conferred for excellence in exports of high technology products 2016-17. And the merchant exporter, MedSurg Inc. Private Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, अभी तो शुरुआत है, तालियां जोरदार होनी चाहिए, तालियां और मीडियम ऑफ प्रोत्साहन को योगदान है. The louder the claps, the more inspiration and motivated the philosophers. Now moving to the next category, that's a special trophy for excellence in exports of MEIS item 2015-20. Under this, the large enterprise being recognized, Jindal Stainless Limited. Our recognition now to the medium enterprise, Amsteel Castings Private Limited. In the small enterprise, recognition to Mesa Automotive Systems Private Limited. Our next recognition to the micro enterprise, Penguin Engineers. Appreciation now being extended to Penguin Engineers, the micro enterprise, as they accept the award. Now the recognition to the merchant exporter, MMTC Limited. MMTC Limited, our appreciation recognition being conferred to them by the Honourable Minister. To the next category, that's a special trophy for excellence in exports of engineering services. Under this, the large enterprise recognition to Arudra Engineers Private Limited. recognition to ASC Structure Design Private Limited. Our next category, herein we recognize the star performers. Herein we have 84 winners across 34 product panels. First, in the category of motor vehicles, large enterprise, recognition to Hyundai Motor India Limited. And the small enterprise, Maniar and Company. So under the motor vehicles, the large enterprise, just now recognition extended to Hyundai Motor India Limited, and receiving the award under the small enterprise, Maniar and Company. Moving to the next subcategory, that's rolled, drawn and folded products of iron and steel. Under this, the large enterprise, the recognition to JSW Steel Coated Products Limited. And now inviting here on stage the Medium Merchant Enterprise, TechLink Sales and Marketing Private Limited. Herein we are recognizing the star performers, 84 winners here across 34 product panels. In the small enterprise, recognition to Jyoti Steel Industries. We move to the next subcategory, agricultural tractors, and under this large enterprise, appreciation to John Deere India Private Limited. The product agricultural tractors, herein the recognition to a large enterprise, John Deere India Private Limited. The next product, ladies and gentlemen, ferro alloys. Under this, the large enterprise, recognition to Balasore Alloys Limited. The medium enterprise being recognized, Premium Ferromet Private Limited. Premium Ferromet Private Limited. Medium enterprise, we recognize under the product ferro alloys. These are star performers with whom we are recognizing. In the small enterprise, ladies and gentlemen, Premier Alloys and Chemicals Private Limited. The next product is 2 to 3 wheelers and parts. Under this, the large enterprise recognition to TVS Motor Company Limited. TVS Motor Company Limited. This is a product 2 to 3 wheelers and parts. A large enterprise, the appreciation will be extended to them. Our next product is steel forgings. Under them, the large enterprise recognition to Bharat Forge Limited. And the medium enterprise now being recognized, appreciated, RD Forge Private Limited. The trophy and a certificate being presented to the winners here. And and the small enterprise under this product, Advanced Fittings Private Limited. Our next product is other fabricated metal products excluding machinery and equipment. Under this, the large enterprise Kalpataru Powertrains Limited. Powertrains Limited. Kalpataru Power Transmission Limited being recognized here under the large enterprise. This is a product of other fabricated metal products excluding machinery and equipment. Under the medium enterprise, appreciation recognition to Smith Industrial Corporation Private Limited. GEA Energy System India Limited. And we now move on to the next product under the star performers, basic iron and steel. Under this, the large enterprise Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited, Visakhapatnam Steel Plant. Enterprise being recognized now, Ferromet Marketing Company Private Limited. These are the 49th EPC India National Awards for Export Excellence being presented. Under this, we recognizing the star performers in the basic iron and steel product, the small enterprise now, Premier Industrial Corporation Limited. The next product is metal fasteners, springs and allied articles. Under this, the large enterprise being recognized, Apar Industries Limited. Recognition with a small enterprise in this product category to Ratnavi Stainless Products Private Limited. And next product, ladies and gentlemen, defense related items, recognition to the large enterprise Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, the large enterprise being recognized for the defense-related items. Our next category is miscellaneous electrical machinery and apparatus, including electricity distribution and control apparatus. Under this, the large enterprise recognition to Amara Raja Batteries Limited. This is the product miscellaneous electrical machinery and apparatus, which includes electricity distribution and control apparatus. Recognition we're extending now to the large enterprise Amara Raja Batteries Limited. And the medium enterprise Vidya Wires Private Limited. Appreciation to a small enterprise, Asiatic Electrical and Switchgear Private Limited. Asiatic Electrical and Switchgear Private Limited, the small enterprise under the product of miscellaneous electrical machinery and apparatus, recognition being extended to them. Our next product is Project Exports. Under this, the large enterprise Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, BHEL. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for them. Under the Project Exports, they are being appreciated here. And the medium merchant enterprise being appreciated is MBH Power Private Limited. Electric motors, generators and transformers and parts, the large enterprise recognition to Marathon Electric India Private Limited. We lower the music so that we can hear the claps. Now the medium enterprise recognition to Nexus Electro Steel Limited. Recognition now to the small enterprise Danish Private Limited. This is a product of electric motors, generators and transformers and parts. Recognition within this to the large enterprise Marathon Electric India Private Limited, medium enterprise Nexus Electro Steel Limited, and right now Danish Private Limited under the small enterprise being recognized here. The next product is bearing, gears, gearing and driving elements and parts. Under this, the medium merchant enterprise recognition to Bearing Manufacturing India. And the large enterprise being recognized, Timken Engineering and Research India Private Limited. Automobile components under this, the large enterprise, Toyota Kirloskar Motor Private Limited. This is the product automobile components. As we mentioned, these are the star performers being recognized here, 34 products. Right now, the product being appreciated, automobile components, under them the large enterprise Toyota Kirloskar Motor Private Limited, and the medium merchant enterprise award to GN Exports. The medium merchant enterprise being recognized GN Exports under the automobile components product subcategory. And the small enterprise Everest Castings Private Limited. The next product, ladies and gentlemen, is engines and turbines and parts. Under this, the large enterprise appreciation to Shriram Piston and Rings Limited. Our recognition now to KMP Technologies Private Limited. This is a medium enterprise being recognized here under the product engines and turbines and parts. Our next appreciation to a small enterprise, Bharti Engineering Corporation. Tubes, pipes and hollow profiles and tube of pipe fittings of iron. Under this, the large enterprise recognition to Maxim Tubes Corporation Private Limited. Maxim Tubes being recognized here. This is a large enterprise under the product of tubes, pipes and hollow profiles and tube or pipe fittings of iron and steel. The medium enterprise Rama Steel Tubes Limited. India. The next product is aluminium and articles thereof. Under this, the large enterprise appreciation recognition to Jindal Aluminium Limited. Appreciation to a small enterprise, Access Electrical Components India Private Limited. The next product is pumps, compressors, hydraulic and pneumatic power engines and parts. Under this, the large enterprise recognition to CRI Pumps Private Limited. Now, the medium enterprise Nargo Industries Private Limited. Our next appreciation to a small enterprise Apex International. Which right now small enterprise will definitely have the capacity and the capability of going into a medium and later into a large enterprise. Recognition to them. The next product, sanitary and industrial castings. Under this, the large enterprise appreciation to Crescent Foundry Company Private Limited. Enterprise RBA Ferro Industries Private Limited. And ladies and gentlemen, as I announce the next winner under the small enterprise, the winner is already here on the stage. Carnation Industries Limited, Mr. Ravi Sehgal. Move to the next product, hand tools, and under this the large enterprise JK Files India Limited. Merchant enterprise is Mansukh Lal and Company. The next product is miscellaneous special purpose machinery, including metallurgy, food and textile and parts. The large enterprise being recognized here is Truce Schuller India Private Limited. India Engineering Private Limited. This is a product miscellaneous special purpose machinery including metallurgy, food and textile and parts. Now appreciation to small enterprise Canon India. Canon India, appreciation to them as they are being conferred the award by the Honourable Minister, along with the respected Secretary-Man and Joint Secretary. Non-ferrous metals excluding aluminium and articles thereof is the next product. Under this, the large enterprise Plan C India High Performance Materials Private Limited, appreciation recognition to them. Our next appreciation to a medium merchant enterprise, Shri Kritika International. And the small enterprise, appreciation recognition to Saru Copper Alloys MS Private Limited. The next product is miscellaneous general purpose machinery. Under this, the large enterprise appreciation recognition to the Development Engineers Limited. The Development Engineers Limited being appreciated here. And the next in line of appreciation, medium enterprise IGP Engineers Private Limited. Enterprise appreciation to Costween India Company Private Limited. Next product is machine tools and parts and accessories. Under this, the large enterprise Grindmaster Machines Private Limited. Appreciation now to the medium enterprise DigiDrives Private Limited. Next in line of appreciation, small enterprise Trishul Machine Tools Private Limited. Category, the product is miscellaneous instruments and appliances. Under this, the large enterprise appreciation to Baker Gauges India Private Limited. Baker Gauges India Private Limited being appreciated here. For the interest of the awardees, you may collect the bag for your trophies outside. The medium merchant enterprise to General Instruments Consortium. Appreciation to General Instrument Consortium. This is a medium merchant enterprise being recognized here. And now to a small enterprise, Shivdyal Sood and Sons. Miscellaneous transport equipment and parts. Under this, the large enterprise appreciation to Escorts Limited. Escorts Limited. I believe no one has been able to join. We move to the next product, this is medical and surgical equipment and orthopedic appliances. Under this, the large enterprise appreciation to Needle Industries India Private Limited. This is a medical and surgical equipment and orthopedic appliances, products which we are recognizing. And the medium merchant enterprise to Mid Evolution Devices Private Limited. Next appreciation to Allenger's Medical Systems Limited. This is a small enterprise being appreciated here, Allenger's Medical Systems Limited. The next category is domestic appliances and parts. Under this, the large enterprise, Anugraha Valve Castings Limited. Anugraha Valve Castings Limited, a large enterprise under the product category of domestic appliances and parts, being right now conferred the award. And the medium merchant enterprise, we extend the recognition to Sai Indo Metal Resources Private Limited. Savera Autocoms Private Limited. We move to the next product, other agricultural, forestry, machinery and parts. Under this, the medium enterprise appreciation to Berry Udyog Private Limited. To Agri-Till India. This is other agricultural or forestry, machinery and parts, the product category under which the recognition is being extended. Moving to the next product, machinery for mining, quarrying and construction and parts, the medium merchant enterprise appreciation to Volta Impex Private Limited. Bicycles and parts. Under this, medium merchant enterprise Gibson Cycles Private Limited. Now the small enterprise Spark Engineering Private Limited. Spark Engineering Private Limited, the small enterprise under the product of bicycles and parts, appreciation recognition now being extended to them. And we move to the next product. This is mica and other mineral-based articles used mainly for electrical purposes. Under this small enterprise, Ratan Mica Exports Private Limited. Exports Private Limited, the small enterprise being appreciated here. And under the star performers, the next product is miscellaneous engineering goods, the small enterprise, appreciation to Garg Industries. Garg Industries, the small enterprise, under the miscellaneous engineering goods. So these, ladies and gentlemen, were the star performers, and we move to the next category. That's the award for the special contribution for highest growth in exports during 2016-17. The highest growth, ladies and gentlemen, has been exhibited by a large enterprise, Sarda Metals and Alloys Limited. special contribution awards which we are giving. Special contribution for highest growth and exports during the year 2016-17. The large enterprise being appreciated, Sada Metals and Alloys Limited, and the small enterprise, Prism Surface Coatings Private Limited. The next category is maximum participation in council's promotional activities. Again, recognizing the medium enterprise here, Industrial Boilers Limited. This, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for them. They have contributed a lot, participated in council's promotional activities. The council appreciates them for their participation, for the support, for the ideas which they've been extending. Industrial Boilers Limited, the medium enterprise. And our appreciation and thanks to the micro enterprise, Ankur Technocrats. Ankur Technocrats being appreciated here for their maximum participation in council's promotional activities. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the next award. For that, first I would like to request and invite here Ms. Madhumita Guha, the Marketing India Director of Intertech, to please join us. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the EPC India Intertech Award for Quality Excellence. We thank Intertech for partnering with us for this award. And under this, ladies and gentlemen, there are two winners. Skipper Sail Limited. The EPC India Intertech Award for Quality Excellence goes to Skipper Sail Limited. And to Appasamy Associates. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the last award of the evening. Appasamy Associates, EPC India Intertech Award for Quality Excellence being presented to them. So once again, many congratulations to all the awardees. You may collect the bag for your trophies outside. We would like to thank our distinguished guests for doing the honors. Ladies and gentlemen, 110 winners. Thanking really the Honorable Minister, respected Secretary Ma'am and Joint Secretary for standing for so long and extending those appreciations. Can we have a big and a round of applause for them? And as we once again thank them, extend our gratitude and appreciation, I would like to request the Chairman of EPC India, Mr. Ravi Sehgal, to kindly present a token of our gratitude memento. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a special memento which is being presented. EPC India, acting as a catalyst of promoting engineering projects, brings to you engineering tools in a silver palette. We cater to 42 product panels. This is a small collection of those, a very special one, as you can see here. These are, in fact, the representation of the products that all of you, all the members, manufacture and trade, a special representation here. And extending our appreciation to respected Secretary Ma'am, I would like to request the Senior Vice Chairman, Mr. Mahesh K. Desai, to kindly present the special memento. And as we extend our appreciation and gratitude regards to the Joint Secretary Sir, Mr. Govinda Singh Bhalla, I request Ms. Kamna Raj Agarwala, the Region Chairperson, Northern Region EPC India, to kindly present this memento. And ladies and gentlemen, with all these celebrations, it also stands as a little emotional moment for everyone in EPC India. One of the family members who's given so many years, 17 years to EPC India, contributing to it, working and supporting. He, in fact, has been more than a friend, philosopher, guide, and supporter to everyone. It's really an emotional moment as Bhaskar Babu, as he's very fondly called, Mr. Bhaskar Sarkar, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to be retiring. And he's someone who has brought in so much to EPC India. He has introduced EPC India to various art forms, and one of them is the Bidri work. As many of you might be aware, this is a special artwork which was introduced to India by Persia. And now we have our Indian designers and artisans doing such a terrific work, making these beautiful artifacts. And Mr. Bhaskar Sarkar had introduced that to EPC India. So as we extend our gratitude, appreciation, thanks, the entire EPC India Parivar, we would like to present him a special memento. And I would like to request the respected Secretary Ma'am, Srimati Rita Tulakia, to kindly present this. I would also like to mention here, ladies and gentlemen, as we have wrapped it, the wrapper itself has the name of Mr. Bhaskar Sarkar on that. Can I request Secretary Ma'am to kindly also unveil this? Ma'am, can I request you to kindly open it? This is a very special memento which we are presenting. And as I said, this is a Bidri work artifact. It has a portrait of Mr. Bhaskar Sarkar, Mr. Bhaskar Babu on that. This is metal used as a blackened alloy of zinc and copper. The sketch is by Mr. Prithvish Bhaumik. A very special one, and we're sure he's going to, every time he sees this, he's going to be reminded of those beautiful days and thanking him for this. And then we would also like to present him a special book. Now this is a special book because this is an audio and a video book. Yes, this is a talking book. It has a lot of messages by the members, the senior officials of EPC India. It also has video messages. So all Bhaskar Babuji will have to do is that through the app, he will have to, as like a barcode, he will have to go on that page and he can actually see or access those video messages which have been extended by his Parivar. I would like to request our respected Joint Secretary, Sir, Shri Bhalla, to kindly do the honors of presenting this special book to him, a memorial, remembrance of his beautiful days, his contribution, all his the messages, his beautiful association which he's had with everyone. And I would, in fact, also would like to invite him, Mr. Suranjan Gupta, the Additional Executive Director, the successor of Mr. Sarkar, also to please join us here. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to be taking over as the ED from tomorrow onwards. In fact, can I request Mr. Bhaskar Sarkar also to please step forward as the baton gets passed. So these are beautiful moments. I'm sure both of them will cherish and enjoy. And as we come to the closure of this prestigious ceremony, I would like to request Mr. Mahesh K. Desai, the Senior Vice Chairman, to kindly present propose a formal vote of thanks.
Good evening, everybody. My special congratulations to awardees. The vote of thanks, I should say, is the last time the thankless man has to give. Thank you. Shri C.R. Chaudhary ji, Honorable Minister of State of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Ms. Rita Tiotia, Honorable Secretary, Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Shri B.S. Bhalla, Honorable Joint Secretary, Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. My colleague, Shri Ravi Sehgal, Chairman, EPC India, distinguished guests, persons from the media, print as well as electronic, ladies and gentlemen. I take this opportunity to present a vote of thanks to our honorable dignitaries, fellow members, exporters, and other distinguished guests attending this prestigious award ceremony. A really memorable as well as enjoyable session has come to an end with the promise for a brighter prospects for Indian engineering. I also would like to urge the people who have contested for the award but who have missed narrowly the awards. I am sure they will buckle up their belts and come next year for awards. I also congratulate them for more work. I express our sincere gratitude to our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Suresh Prabhu, Minister of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, for his inspirational video message. I mention my deep sense of appreciation to Mr. C.R. Chaudhary, Honorable Minister of State of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, for his gracious presence in our midst and for presenting the awards to winner. We are also extremely thankful to Ms. Rita Tiotia, Honorable Secretary, and Mr. B.S. Balla, Honorable Joint Secretary, Department of Commerce, Government of India, for their distinguished presence in the occasion despite having a busy schedule. मैं Honorable Minister साहब से ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर चौधरी साहब से कहना चाहता हूँ कि साहब हमने 40% के लिए हमने हमारी कमर कस ली है, आप ही आएंगे 40% के वक्त भी. थैंक यू. I congratulate all the awardees wholeheartedly for their outstanding success on the face of number of constraints on domestic as well as global front. It is worth to mention here that fiscal 2017-18 has been a remarkable year for our engineering industries. We have seen lifetime high engineering exports in this fiscal. EPC India thanks its members and exporters for their sincere efforts to clock 76.2 billion. With these words, I propose a hearty vote of thanks to our honorable guests of honor, members, exporters, and everybody present here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So once again, appreciations to all of you. Congratulations, and thank you to all of you for having joined us in this ceremony. May many more awards and accolades come your way. Thank you once again to the Honorable Minister, to respected Secretary Ma'am, to respected Joint Secretary Sir, and all the torchbearers of EPC India. We now invite you to please join us for dinner.